One thing that has been bringing me joy is journaling. Yeah, I feel like one thing that's kept me pretty consistent with journaling is not putting pressure on myself. Like, if I don't write every day, that's fine. If I only write a couple sentences on one day, that's cool. Just like whenever I feel the need to like journal, I try to like lean into that. And low-key, I feel like deleting Instagram, deleting it off my phone, so I only use it on my desktop, and then it's only to like browse. I haven't posted to Instagram in a long time. I feel like that kind of helped me to get into journaling more, because now instead of like posting a random thought to my close friend's story, I will either go talk to a close friend or I'll write about it in my journal. I feel like I've been reflecting a lot on like recent news and politics and stuff like that. It just feels good to like have a free space to do that. And if I want to have a conversation about something, then I will talk to my friends or my sister. Just another reason to limit time on social media is you will probably end up journaling more. This notebook is new. I'm trying out using this as a Commonplace book. Yeah, I'm trying to just like not make my consumption of things be so like passive and unengaged. I'm trying to like record the things that I resonate with. Hi there. My name is Nikki. This is my YouTube channel where I often talk about books, baking, libraries, and increasingly I've been talking about my journals and planners. I just find listening and also talking about journals and planners very interesting these days, and also very like calming. I feel like my Virgo moon ass just loves systems and thinking about things and details, like getting lost in the details. And I feel like using my planners and journals is a healthy outlet for me to like, overthink things. Which, I usually would advise against, but I feel like, this is just like a healthy outlet for me to like sit with things that I'm feeling or thinking about or I'm inspired by. And also just like take time out of my day to do something tactile, since my career is mostly done on the computer. I guess I'll start with my Hobonichi. I love her so much. I think in my Hobonichi setup video, I was too indecisive with what stickers I wanted to have on here. But I've just been like slowly adding what feels right. So first I added this dinosaur. I love an iguanodon. I just feel like they seem so like gentle and family oriented, and they have a softness to them that I really admire. Me talking about this dinosaur sticker as if it's like living and breathing. I really like the vibes of this like squishy cat, which I think I got as like a sticker reward from Radia Rothman's Patreon when I was subscribed to the sticker club. I don't know, I love the color and also like the blank stare and like the stance. I just think it's funny. And then the sticker is from Mini Sticker Club. And I don't know, something about the house I was drawn to, and also like the bear with like the beady eyes. I don't know, something about that I think is really cute. Made this Beanie Baby sticker with a sticker maker that my friend Richie got me. And I just like printed out a bunch of pictures of Beanie Babies, and I really loved this elephant, so I made him into a sticker using the sticker maker. And then these two tiny guys, these are also from like Mini Super Club, I think it's called. I love cows, and I feel like they're not represented enough in my stationery. And then this one says living in my dreams. So yeah. Yeah, this hasn't changed. I still have my little picture of Kashi. I love her. For the year at a glance, I've just been using a dinosaur sticker that I feel like represents the month. I picked a Pachycephalosaurus for January because I feel like January was just like, it had a very aggressive, just like bonehead energy. So that's why I picked the Pachycephalosaurus. And I do have some important dates here, but I've blocked out some things for privacy, obviously. Yearly index I'm still using to keep track of my friends and family's birthdays, and also I have written down like when each sun sign starts, just because I'm always like, when does Virgo season start? When does Pisces season start? Etc. For the monthly index, I was originally going to use this for media logging, and I did use it for media logging for December and some of January, but I think I just realized that it's not really beneficial to me to know like what specific days I watched or listened to these things. So I wasn't finding a lot of value in like logging them each day in the calendar. Instead, I just decided to keep like a running media list. Anytime I watch or listen to like a podcast or a YouTube channel consistently, or if I start a TV show, whether it's new or a rewatch, or if there's like an album that I'm playing on repeat, or a song that I'm playing on repeat in particular, I am just like logging them here, and then labeling them by color. That kind of freed up my monthly spreads to use for something else. And I was inspired by my friend M, who is kind of like doing monthly experiments for themselves this year. I was inspired by them to kind of like come up with a fun experiment to do during the month, and to use this monthly spread to like log things related to the experiment, and also at the end of the month to hopefully like record some reflections on like what I thought of the experiment. And it's nothing serious. Like the experiment this month is to spend 1 hour per week reading at the library. Just because I think it's like so nice to make time in your week to sit at the library and just like chill, and like people watch and read your book and hang out. I feel like I go to the library pretty frequently, but oftentimes it'll just be in and out to like pick up a hold or print something. It's nice to spend like a prolonged session just like chilling at the library. It really does like revitalize my soul. So yeah, I've just been like logging the time that I spend reading at the library per session and like what library I read at. And at the end of the month, I will hopefully like record some reflections. But I'm also going to be using the monthly spread. I listen to this podcast, and every episode they take audience submissions of people's takings and leavings for the month. And I think it's really interesting to hear that, and also to like take time, a little bit of time at the end of the month to do like a mini reflection rather than a big reflection at the end of the year. And I think it'll be interesting to see like what I'm taking and leaving month to month. Yeah, I think that this seems like a more fun way and useful way for me to use the monthly spread for reflection and like trying new things. Much more valuable to me right now than like the media logging that I was previously doing in the monthly spread. And then on to the weekly spread, which I have found to be so useful and has not really changed since I did the Hobonichi setup video. I use my Hobonichi for personal planning only, so none of this is like work related. I use a colored pen for appointments and meetings, and then a black pen for tasks, just so it's really clear when I first look at it, like what's what. And then I've been using this Miffy Pochito, I think they're called, a Pochito stamp. And it's basically like a preloaded stamp, and you just put it down and press the button to stamp, for example. And I've been using this blue one to just check off the days that I journal in my like feelings journal. And these different symbols have characters on them that translate. And this blue one is supposed to be work or job, but I've been using it because she's holding a pencil. Miffy's holding a little pencil in it, so I've been using that for journaling. And then I usually use the to-do one in this section where I keep tasks that like I don't have to accomplish on a particular day, but I just like want to do at some point. So yeah, that's how I've been using the weekly spread in my Hobonichi. For the notes pages, I've just been using them as notes pages, like taking notes during meetings for some like local organizing that I've been doing, as well as like my media list that I showed, and I have a few other like idea lists. My 100 list is dedicated to Kashi, so anytime I think of a little reason why I love her, I write it down, and I'm at 29 right now. I feel like my friends keep being like, why haven't you filled it up yet? Like, surely there are 100 reasons. And I'm like, no, I know there are 100 reasons. I'm just trying to like take my time and like practice, you know, love and gratitude for Kashi on like throughout the year, and not just like write 100 reasons all at once. And then I've been using the memories page to just like, record some of my favorite memories. I really like the new friends section. I think that's really cute, and it'll be nice to look back on. And then the 365-day checklist, I've been using this to check off every day that I like open and use my Hobonichi. And I think I have a few more days to check off because it's currently the 16th. And I just like pick a different color for every month based on vibes. And so far I have used my Hobonichi every day. I think what contributed to me having like a successful switch over from using a digital Google Calendar to like relying on my Hobonichi is I like cold turkey transferred everything into my Hobonichi and deleted it off of my Google Calendar, which might seem like too risky for some people, but I think like just cutting off, I think it worked really well in like cutting off my reliance on my Google Calendar. It's like now I have to use my Hobonichi to refer to things. I'm very happy to report that I finally filled up this Usari notebook that I'm very happy to have had time with. I started this journal in 2023 and it took me until 22 days into 2026 for me to finish it. I just really hit my stride with journaling in 2025. Like, this is like 2023 through 2024, and then this is all of the journaling I did in 2025. So like more than half of this is 2025. And yeah, I was just having so much fun, kind of like releasing my inhibitions with journaling, and not only just like writing about my thoughts and feelings, but also trying to like practice creativity in a small way. So now I can finally archive this journal. Thank you so much, journal. I moved into this new journal, which I got because I thought the cover was so cute. And this one looks like exactly like Kaji. But obviously this is a lot smaller size than my previous journal, both like in dimensions, but also the number of pages. And yeah, that honestly was not intentional. I just really liked this cover. It's a reusable cover. So this is like a plastic sleeve, and then I can fill up the insert and get a new insert for it when the time comes. This is by the brand Hobonichi, which is a Japanese brand, and it is grid layout with this nice spot at the top for adding a date, which I really like. I will say, compared to this previous journal, which had a little bit sturdier of paper, I noticed that this Hobonichi journal doesn't take me sticking things with glue and stickers as well. Like, the pages really buckle. But yeah, I don't really want to show that much in this journal because it's like very, like, everything is personal. But yeah, I basically write about my feelings, and I also just like stick stickers and cute pictures and stuff and kind of like collage. And then lastly, this is a new journal that I started using. I wanted to try using it as like a true Commonplace book. If you don't know what a Commonplace book is, it can be used in a variety of different ways, but people mostly use it for recording other people's thoughts and work. So things that you're learning from or that you're inspired by. And yeah, just keeping that in a common place. I kind of like to think of it as like a physical Tumblr blog that I'm just like reblogging shit to. You could do like pictures, quotes, poems, notes on like articles, whatever. I really love this notebook. It's fake leather, but it just like feels so nice, and I love the color. I got this from a stationery store in Vermont when I went for a weekend trip over the fall. So yeah, this is like my index, and I just keep note of like the topic or the author and the page number. And I'm thinking of including a key eventually, some ideas I have on a sticky note of like things I might want to include in my key. At first, I was being like very literal with it, like literature, reference, things like that. But then I saw on Pinterest someone kind of like use their key in a more like thematic way, and that's been something I've been thinking about. But I'm kind of like waiting to see what I'm gravitating towards logging in my Commonplace and then using that to build my key. So this is just on a sticky note for now. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I've been trying to like leave a margin where I can like take notes or provide context on some of the things in the entry. For example, this is a poem that I liked, and a few of the lines were quoted in the beginning of this book, and I was like, I like that. So I looked up the rest of the poem, wrote it down, and then I have some notes on like where I found the poem originally, and some notes on the author, and then like defining a word that I wasn't familiar with. I also took notes on this Instagram reel that I saw where someone was sharing their tips on like how to do political actions consistently. They kind of like categorized political actions into things that they could do daily, things that they could do weekly, and things that they could do monthly. And just tried to like fill out those categories with a reasonable amount of things that they could do. When I see things that are interesting, instead of just being like, oh, that's interesting, and like forgetting about it, I'm trying to like record them. That way I can like come back to it, or I can like think about it a little bit more and just like sit with like these pieces of information or like pieces of inspiration a little bit more. And then here I just wrote down some lyrics to some Bad Bunny songs that I resonate with or that I like, and I translated them so I could understand them a little bit better. And yeah, that's literally all I have so far. This is like a very new journal to me, but I'm excited to like keep using this and thinking about it as like my IRL Tumblr blog. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to share about my current journals. Don't they look so pretty together? Yeah, I hope you found this like interesting or inspiring. And if you want to talk about your journals, I would love to hear about them. So feel free to like comment. I find it so fascinating. Like I love to hear about other people's systems and the way that they're using their journals. And I equally love to talk about my journals if you let me, which thank you for tuning in.